Also, with the browser that you've got, I'm just going to open up quickly here. Let's open up. We're going to open up Firefox here. You can see this is Mozilla Firefox. And we've got our home page here. And there's this thing here called bookmarks. Now, if we click on bookmarks, it drops down and it again gives me different like sites I've visited, information. Now, I've created a default one because this is all the ones that come shipped with the computer that I'm not really interested in looking at the moment. But let's say I want to add swipe files on tagging sites. Now, the reason why I say tagging sites is if you use a bookmark here and you find a site that you like, a swipe file, for example, of a site you like the look of, and you think, yeah, I'd like to use that kind of style when I do my first product or when I create my website or my blog. I like the theme, I like the idea. If you go to bookmarks here and you add it to the page, so the site you're at now you like, for example, and you bookmark it, that's wonderful while you're working on this machine. But nowadays, a lot of us have laptops or netbooks, notebooks, PCs, mobile phones that browse the web. We've got so many places where we're accessing the web from. If I just put it on the bookmark here, it's only going to be able to be accessed by me from this particular PC. So if you bookmark the page through a social bookmarking site, whenever you're on anywhere, even if you're browsing from your laptop, you can log into your social account and you can look at what you've bookmarked. But again, you get the idea. Organize your bookmarks here of sites you like. Use social bookmarking tools as well. So then you can bookmark sites like other people's products and services you like the idea of. So if you see something that sparks an idea, you can bookmark the page. People's products and services you use. You might want to do a recommendation later. You might want to do a review. You might just want to use bases of the ideas just to get you thinking about things when you're brainstorming. Other people's products and services you'd be happy to recommend. Now, this is also a good one because if you've come across something you use, say, for example, you found a website you think is really cool and is brilliant and you'd like to tell people about it, most of the time you think, I'll remember that for later. And then a week later you go, now what was that site? You can't even remember it, let alone tell your friends about it. So again, bookmarking is a great resource here for organising yourself for sites that you could recommend. You might want to keep an information file about potential future JVs and ad swap partners. Now obviously this is only relevant to you if you're building your own products and your own lists. But if you want to keep a note of people that you might come across a site, for example, that's very similar to the idea that you're trying to build, but it would complement, not compete with. And you might think, I'll make a note of this person, bookmark their site and their details and their contact page. So later on, once I'm finished and my product's ready, I can go back and approach them for a potential partnership. Also, brainstorm or software recommendation as well. But I think you get the idea here. I didn't mean to drag on so long in the video. I do apologise. But the idea is when you even start your business, before you start thinking about your domain names and your hosting and what you're going to sell and what you're going to make, think about the basics of organising yourself so you work in a more methodical way day to day. Then move on to make sure you've got all the tools you need so you haven't got to start downloading them later on. It's all there ready for you to go. And then you can start building your business. Thanks for watching.